Shauna O'Donnell here with me, and she's the CEO of Muen magazine. How's it going with you tonight?
It is going awesome. I'm really excited to be on the show with you.
Hey, thank you very much. So you're in California with this magazine?
Yes, we are definitely in California.
Right on, so there must be a lot of things to do in the weekends and to get features and stuff, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, there's always something going on in Hollywood. But our magazine goes, to all over the world, too, because we are online. It does reach out to other parts of the world as well. And so I do have a lot of writers from all over the world. And so Muen magazine actually attends a lot of shows.
So basically, tours that go, let's say, in Europe, Canada, anywhere, like in the States, you guys can track that. You guys got people everywhere.
Yes, we have people everywhere. Definitely. Photographers, too. So that always makes it nice. We have some really, really great pictures that come out. So
yeah, you got a good photographer there, Brian Cade. He does a lot of good photography.
Brian, that's right. Brian's awesome. Love that dude.
Yeah, he's got great work. And he works mostly for you?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I think he probably puts it out to a few other people. I'm not really positive on that, but but he definitely is one of Muen's photographers.
So, Shauna, what's the history on Muen magazine?
Oh, it dates way, way, way back. But I like to tell everybody that, basically it started going into print in 2008, and that's when we really started to get noticed. We cover a lot of unsigned bands, but we noticed that when it was in print, we would put it out, and it would do a little bit better if we had a bigger band on the cover.
Yeah.
But once you go inside the magazine, then you would see that there's a lot of unsigned bands that we cover as well. And we've covered some amazing bands in the past couple of years. I notice that you have, too. You've interviewed some really great bands.
Hey, thank you. Yes, I do. I like to interview the best of the best,
That's right.
That's why you're here tonight.
That's right. That's what Muen's all about. We interview the best of the best. And so what happened was the economy started to get really bad, and so what we decided to do was go ahead and take it out of print because it became so costly on my end to try and put that magazine out still. So what we did is we decided we're just going to go ahead and put it online, and once the economy picks up, then we will definitely be back in print.
And with the internet, do you guys pick up a lot of subscribers and stuff like that, let's say?
Yeah, definitely. Muen's been around for a while, so a lot of people know about the magazine. They come to us for a lot of their news in regards to bands and a lot of the interviews. Plus, I have a radio show, too. So that kind of helps out a lot.
For your radio, do you do it like once a week?
Yes, it's once a week. It's on Fridays. And so that kind of helps out, too, with the promotion of the band. When they come to me, they're not only going to be in Muen magazine, they are also going to be, on my radio show. And my interviews are starting to go on thegauntlet.com as well. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop. We've decided that we're going to start filming our interviews as well, so we're going to also have Muen TV.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, we want to make sure that we cover the band fully so that when they come to us for an interview, we are making sure that we get out there in every aspect that there is. So.
And you guys taking full advantage of YouTube yet, or is it going to be coming there soon after your interviews are filmed and stuff like that?
Well, right now we're working on a brand new website. It's down right now. If you go to the website, muenmagazine.net, it looks like it's down, but what we're in the process of doing is putting out a brand new website where you'll be able to see the live interviews there. We're also going to be able to, you'll be able to hear some of them. Then we're going to have audio. And then you'll also be able to click on all the artists and be able to read the interviews as well.
So you're going to be showcasing it right off the website and not bother going on YouTube and stuff like that?
There you go. Yeah.
Aha.
So we're working diligently on that. It takes time. Websites take time. I didn't realize that. I thought I could snap my fingers and it would be over with, but that's not the case. It is taking a lot more time than I thought it would. So.
Always something to do with a website, and it always keeps on
isn't
updating.
There? I mean, there's always something to do all the time. I'm never bored, that's for sure.
Now, on a serious note, how many hours you spend a day, promoting this magazine?
You know what? It never ends because basically I get up in the morning and I have tons of emails that I have to go through. We have to decide what bands I'm going to cover, what bands my other writers are going to cover, and what I have to do is when I decide that I'm going to interview a band, I have to really research that band. I take a lot of time to make sure that I know that band really, really well so that I can give them a fair and proper interview. And then, I write the interview, then I record it, and then I have to type it out too. So not only is it going to radio, but I have to type it out so that it can go to print as well. And it takes hours and hours and hours to do that. It takes approximately 3 hours to type, 3 to 4 hours to type a 15-minute interview, because it has to be extremely accurate. And so, yeah, it takes a lot of time. And then I also do publicity for some of these unsigned bands. So my time is spent there as well. So, yeah, I'm pretty much busy all the time. And I'm also going to shows. So it gets crazy, I tell you.
Now, how many shows do you go per week?
I would say about 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Yeah, it gets really crazy. Tonight I have, who's in town? Boba Flex is in town, actually.
Oh, okay.
So I'm supposed to go see Boba Flex tonight, and I just got done going to the Seven Dust and Drowning Pool show, and that was awesome. I love Seven Dust. They have an amazing drummer.
Yeah, I seen that on some sort of message you put or on your website, MySpace maybe, or something like that.
Oh,
awesome.
He was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I see a lot of shows. I see a lot of musicians. He's a pretty good drummer, so.
And let's say for your process of finding who's going to be front page, now how hard is that process?
That's really hard because there's so many really good bands out there. There's so many bands that actually deserve to be on the cover. That's always really hard. I mean, I usually wouldn't make that decision myself. I leave it up to everybody. We all kind of decide together, and we decide okay, well, this band really, I think this band would draw a lot more people. What we go for on the cover is basically the band that's going to draw the most people in, because what we want is to draw those people in so that they can see what's inside the magazine. Mm-hmm. For instance, we put Disturbed on the cover once, and that drew so many people. I mean, that magazine, that was in print at the time, and I would tell you, I went back, and those magazines were gone. So we kind of look for that. We kind of look for something that's going to draw the most people in at that particular time, that particular month.
Yeah, Disturbed, I can imagine just how many people would buy that one, Big band.
Yeah, actually our magazine was free at the time. And, basically we would go with, that was part of the problem, is that we would go with ads. We would pay for it with ads, but with the economy the way it was, we ended up not being able to sell enough ads to print it anymore because people just they had to put their money elsewhere. They just couldn't pay for the ads anymore. And
what's your process of, selecting any band to be in here? Is it people that just send you emails through the website, MySpace and stuff?
Yeah, well, basically what happens is we have writers, like I said, all over the world, and everybody kind of has their own thing. They have their own thing going on. So what they do is everybody contributes to the magazine. So I might not they bring different things to the table. So I have writers who are really into metal. I have writers who are really into goth, some that are really into industrial, and they all bring different things to the table. And it's really cool because I never really know what's going to be sent to me. And then they just start emailing these bands, and I start checking them out, going, wow, these are just amazing. These are amazing bands because we only cover the very best. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much how it works. And then we just go from there. Whatever is submitted in is what we usually use. And that's what's cool about it is because they're bands from all over the world. And we have bands submit from Australia, from Italy, from France, from Germany, mostly from UK. Mm-hmm. And it just works out really good that way. Once everything's submitted, for an issue, then we use everything. We want to make sure everybody gets a shot at promotion. And for your radio show, how long you been doing that? Just since the same time as Muen magazine? The radio show hasn't been as long. No, it's only been about, I'm going to say about a year and a half to 2 years, and that I don't have as much control over. What happens with that is I will give them a list, and I'll say, these are the particular bands that I've interviewed in the past couple weeks. They pick and choose which ones they want, and the reason for that is because if they do not play that artist, they don't use the interview. Right. And so what I'm able to do, though, is bring a lot of new artists to them and say, well, why don't you check this band out because I think they're amazing. And they will listen to it, and they will decide. They actually have the total decision as to whether or not they really want to start playing that band on the radio. And if so, they play that music for a couple weeks to get the listeners used to it, and familiar with it, and then we're able to air that interview. But some of them, sadly, do not get played. So.
And do you have a back list of interviews that you've done that just has not been released yet?
Yeah, I'm always a little bit behind on my typing because I do approximately 3 to 4 a week.
Okay. And
it's really hard to keep up, to be honest with you. It gets really hard. So, yeah, right now I'm behind about 3 interviews right now to type. I just interviewed Pogo for Marilyn Manson. So I'm getting ready to type that one up, and I did Boba Flex, and just interviewed Seven Dust. So I'm excited to get those typed up and get them out there.
So like you said, it takes 3 hours to type 15 minutes. That's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, it takes a long time. Well, because I'm really accurate with what I type. And if there's ever any question, I always check with the band, too, and go, hey, I really couldn't hear this part on the tape. Is this accurate? I try to make everything extremely accurate because, that's really important, accuracy. So, yeah, that's why it takes me so long, because I like to make sure that I get every word in there that they have to say. So.
Is there anything else you use your interviews for?
No, basically we just use it for Muen Magazine, for 525 Power Tracks, and for the Gauntlet right now, as of now. I'm going to be in talks with other magazines who I can't say yet, but I'm going to be in talks with them about them using my interviews as well now. So hopefully, I'm hoping that goes really well, because then my interviews will spread even further. So I'll interview one band and make sure that gets out there even farther.
Wow, you got a lot of stuff going on. I'm so impressed. This is great stuff.
Thank you.
It's hard work to be in the rock and roll business these days.
It is. It's a lot of work, and yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, I won't deny that. I work all the time. I mean, there'll be times when I'm at a show and I'm just getting text after text after text. I'm like, you guys have to leave me alone. I'm trying to watch this, awesome band play here, and it's never ending. It's weekends, it's holidays, it's all the time. So, but that's part of my job, and and I love my job so much, and I have so much fun, and I love the bands, and I mean, I can't complain. I shouldn't complain because it's a great job.
And let's say you were on vacation, God knows where, would you still be working on the magazine on your vacation?
Oh yeah. I would still be working on the magazine, definitely. Yeah.
And then it's a 365-day job.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
I'm sure you heard in some interviews, if you talk to Rudy Sarzo and people like that, they don't have no days off.
No, there's no days off in this business. And, also because I do publicity for a couple bands, too. My bands are out on the road right now. And, if they need something, I have to be there. I can't just say, hey, I'm on vacation for the next 2 weeks. You can't call me. It doesn't work that way. When you sign on for a job like this, you have to realize that it does consume your life, and you have to be prepared for that. But you do get used to it. So, I mean, like I said, I can't complain. I absolutely love every minute of it. I love going to the shows. I love live music, and I just love people. So.
And Muen Magazine embarked on the big Twitter.
Oh yeah, we're on Twitter. I haven't been on there in a while, to be honest with you, because we have 4 MySpace pages and we have a couple Facebook pages, and then we're in the process of building the website. So I've kind of been slacking on the whole Twitter thing. But I'm working really diligently on the Facebook page for Muen now. So everybody can contact us there, especially the bands. If they want to be interviewed or if they want their CD reviewed, they can always contact us there on Facebook under Muen Magazine, or they can actually contact us on MySpace too. And we'll definitely check them out and see if they're something we want to cover.
And for your MySpace pages, why do you need 4 pages? That's the next question. Yeah.
Well, what happened was I have my own personal page, which is Shauna's band page.
Okay.
And then what happened when I started the radio show, they decided that I should get my own MySpace page for the radio show. So now I have one that's Muen Talk. And then we have, we were in the process of changing over the Muen Mag page because I wanted it to say official Muen Magazine. And we just got kind of lazy in switching them over, so now we just use both of them. But it's okay because they don't have the same friends. I mean, some of them are the same, but, for the most part, it's kind of cool because it is spread out a little bit better that way. But, yeah, I mean, we have a lot going on. We have a lot to keep up with every single day. It's like a chore,
And Shauna, when do you think your the .net is going to be made, finished, updated.
I'm hoping within the next couple weeks we should have it done.
Okay.
And I want to unveil it all at once instead of here and there. That's why I'm waiting to the end to go ahead and unveil it all at once.
What are you going to be doing in these next few weeks?
In the next few weeks, tomorrow I'm interviewing Rhett.
Wow.
I'm pretty excited about that.
That's a big name. Congrats.
Yeah. And Janice, the Sick Puppies, and I'm also going to be doing Dirge Within. So those are some of the upcoming interviews that you guys can expect, and I'm really excited about all those bands. I love all of them, and so those are some of the things we definitely have coming up.
Do you do these on the internet, like on a phone, let's say, or in person?
Some of them are in person, and some of them are on the phone. It just depends. Like, for instance, when I did Seven Dust, I was in person.
Okay.
And when I do Rat tomorrow, it'll be on the phone. When I go to do Janice and the Sick Puppies, it'll be in person. And Dirge Within will be on the phone. It just depends on the band. It depends. A lot of these bands, they don't actually tour the U.S. They're like touring Europe at the time. So, it's kind of hard. So if they're not coming to where I live, there's just no way I can do it in person. So basically, I just wait, and if the band's coming in town within the right time period, then I will do it in person. I kind of like doing it in person better. So
in person, you can at least see what their expression is.
Yeah. Well, plus we're practicing to do, the Muen TV right now. So I've filmed a couple of them, and they came out really cute. So I hope, I hope to get those up soon too. It's really hard when you have a lot of jobs.
Yeah, I'm looking
it's
forward to that.
It's hard to keep up. I will tell you that.
Well, just keep on working as hard as you're saying you are, because it seems like you're going to go somewhere.
Thank you so much. I hope so. Hard work does pay off, people. It really does.
So
that's right.
Every
and you've
day
talked to some of the biggest names. I was looking at your pictures. You've talked to some of the biggest names. I'm actually envious. You've talked to Ozzy. I have help though. See, that's my thing. I do have help. I have a girl who helps me out, and she's like my right hand, and I don't know what I'd do without her. And I have a street team who helps me out quite a bit. So when interviews do post and stuff, the street team puts everything out, and I mean they do help me out a lot. I mean I do have helpers that are very dedicated, and I love them all very much for all that they do for me.
Well, they do a lot of work. Your street teams, from what I've heard, do great work.
Yeah. Oh, they do. And I mean, I started off as a street team member, so I mean, I there is value in that, and street teams do help. They do help spread the word.
That is most definitely true.
Yeah. They help out a great deal, and I know when I was doing street teaming, I was out there really pulling for those bands, and now, with all this drive that I have, I'm here.
Well, Shauna, it's been a pleasure talking with you tonight.
It's been awesome talking with you, too. I appreciate your time so much.
Hey, no problem.